Hello, my name is Corey Connor. This is UAS 213. Week 2. We are going over the airframe subsystem assembly and the components and everything that goes with that. And I'm going to list off everything for this and then put together what I have. Okay, so first off we have the airframe, top plate, lower plate. This is the forward direction. You have your 6 hardware bags, all the screws, bolts, nuts, all that. You have your Velcro straps for the battery. You have the tools to assemble everything. I also have a kit of my own so I don't have to use these little tools with my big hands. Have the suspension arms, the suspension rods, the motor arm assemblies and the motors. This is what your propellers and everything are going to be mounted to. You have the GPS plate, then the battery plate, and the power module. Next you will have the landing gear feet, the landing gear legs, and then your 8 suspension holders and rubber grommets, and then the wow, 8 landing gear feet, power distribution board, your clockwise and counterclockwise propellers, which you can tell if you get close enough. You can see the clockwise, counterclockwise on here, plus they're marked with a white and then a black top. And then you have your motor arm spacers. That's what I was trying to say a while ago. You have these. All this is very, very important for your drone when you're putting it together. This is obviously going to house everything that you're going to use to power the drone and connect everything to. These are going to keep your battery on the drone and keep it from slipping off or whatever, and just kind of shaking around whatever, which you're going to need that so that you don't lose your battery. Obviously you need all your hardware to put it together. The suspension arms are going to hold these rods to hold these onto the drone itself, and then you have your motors, your clockwise and your counterclockwise motors. Then your your landing gear legs, those are pretty important because this is what's going to hold the feet to the airframe, and then these are going to be put into the landing gear feet so that you have a softer surface whenever it's landing and more cushion, and keep it from hitting the ground as hard. It's going to cushion the landing. Your power distribution board is pretty important because this is where the battery and the power module all connect into it to give power to your motors over here. And then your motor arm spacers. This is what holds the motors and the motor arms in place and spaces these 2 boards so that you can have enough space between there to have everything else that you're going to attach to it. And then you have your suspension holders and rubber grommets. These are going to go inside here and it's going to add more stabilization and so it's not as shaky and rough. Then you have your clockwise, counterclockwise propellers, which it's not going to fly without these. And as far as that's obviously, and then your tools, those are pretty important because you're not going to be able to put it together correctly and securely without any kind of tools. And then, like I said, I have my own tools as well to help me make sure everything's secure even better. But as far as that, this is the entire airframe subsystem assembly. Alright, here's the drone assembled after everything for the airframe subsystem assembly. I have all the propellers in the correct spot. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The clockwise and then the counterclockwise. I do have the battery strapped in, but it is not hooked up. I just want to make sure that everything is in its place. It'll fit properly. GPS plate, and everything is put in correctly, all the bolts, screws, and then all the wires ran out the back for the autopilot. But this is Corey Connor for UAS 213 Module 2, Week 2's assignment. Today's date is November 6, 2025. But thank you and have a good day.